So how did it feel when everything was finally done and that was it? Twilight,
Such a relief,
it?
but it was only like 2 weeks ago because we have like 2,000 effects shots on this movie, so we were like still working on this stuff, like very, so, and it was intense that whole time, so it feels like surreal to be right out of that into this, but great, you know?
Well, people keep asking, like, is it bittersweet? Is it sad? And ultimately, I only feel joy. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that everybody's here. We're at the end of this great journey, and I feel really proud of the movie that Bill Condon's made and that we've all made. So it's gonna be a lovely ending.
How's kind of it different for Kristen in this film as well? Because I think she's almost playing a new character. She's a vampire, a mother.
Yeah, I think everything, Bella's always been someone who knows what she wants, but she's also been nervous about getting it. This is the other side of Kristen Stewart. Kristen Stewart is, in some ways, very insecure and tough on herself, and in other ways, she's like the strongest woman I've ever met. And that part gets to be played out here,
It's the most exciting thing about this movie is Kristen Stewart is finally a vampire. Bella, who's been waiting for books and books to have Edward turn her into a vampire, finally gets her wish, and she kicks ass. She's really, really exciting. She pulls the whole family together. She fights with the tenacity for her family and her daughter and her, and Edward. It's a pleasure to experience.
How big a challenge was filming the end scene as well, the big sort of battle you have?
It was quite a challenge just because we shot on green screen, so we were surrounded by green screen. We sort of stepped out after 3 weeks of being surrounded by it, like little moles coming out of their holes, because it was quite overwhelming. So it meant that we were acting with surroundings that we weren't really aware of. So it was all post-production. A massive post-production job, and we had to sort of imagine it around us as opposed to be able to work with it.
It's nice. That slight kind of twist or change to the end. How important was it for you to make sure Stephanie was completely on board with it and it's something the fans hang around for so long?
Well, the reason we know it would work is because it came from Stephanie and Melissa Rosenberg, the screenwriter. It came out of a dinner they had, and when Stephanie said that could work great, we all felt like we're not doing anything that would betray the spirit of her books.
George Lucas recently set the wheels in motion for more Star Wars.
Yeah.
Do you think one day Twilight may happen again? We may see it in some form?
It's a good question. I wonder, it'll be interesting to see because it means so much right now, so it's hard to reboot those things after, I think. It'll be challenging.
Well, I think ultimately, Stephanie has to decide what she wants to do with the rest of the series. I know she has stories in her head that she may want to tell someday, and if she does, we'll be here to try to turn them into great movies.
The fans are so important to it as well, and obviously it's ending, so they're probably quite sad. Is there anything you'd say to them, to kind of get their spirits up and say it's fine?
The fact is that the books are going to remain, the films are going to remain for always, and they should feel really proud because they are so integral to what's made this saga special. So they have made something that will last forever, and they've been a part of it.
Knowing what you know now, is there any advice you go back and give yourself to when you're starting out making Twilight movies?
I would have probably bought more stock in Summit Entertainment.